to get into, slide into some modern methods real quick. Let me do a quick fire saw for you, because this method, although this is the Asian fire saw, it was used extensively in Australia also. Asia. But in Australia, they take a piece of wood like this and split it, and then they put kangaroo dung up in here, turn it over, and back and forth, generally on their atlatls. Just like that, back and forth, and then they turn it over in the embers in here. So, and that's quite effective. But not a New World method. In this case, though, I may have to have Michael hold it if it's bouncing too much. I shortcut it a little bit by if I'm on the dirt, I'll knock a couple nails in the ground. And this one's physically stressful. Secondly, you do not prepare the materials till you're going to use it, because bamboo has a sheet on the outside. Oh, ignore the color. I have to do my harvesting at Pier 1. Ignore the stain. Or Michael's Craft Shop, but this is a Pier 1 product. But when you do a fire, you end up with a concavity here. So the next one you do, you have to remove that concavity. So I'll just go ahead and do one on this. Let's see, is that straight? No, it's a concavity on both sides. So I'll have to remove that concavity first. And this all can be done, by the way, with stone tools. Takes just a little while longer is all, but it's always good practice to do all these methods with stone tool. Just about straight, maybe a little more off the side. Because what I want is a knife edge here, but I want to prepare the materials right when I'm going to use them. Because Asia is humid, and you don't want to expose these woods that you're going to use until you're going to start your fire. Minimize any penetration of humidity in here. Take a look at that stain off. Not much I can do about that stain. I tried to figure a way to get rid of that stain, and I just haven't figured out a decent way.
Sandblast. If you turn your pad around, we can go this way.
All right. And then I have to put a notch in here. And the notch is only good for one fire. So I guess I'll just put one right here. This method I learned in 1967 as a student in the Navy's Jungle Survival School in the Philippines. And talk about being embarrassed into being able to do it. We had 3 Aitas, they're natives, that were our instructors, and we followed them through the jungle, and it was just lesson after lesson: fire, shelter, trapping, fishing, how to use bamboo for all kinds of other things. Water acquisition was a really big one. They were all ex-guerrillas against the Japanese, and we're very proud of it. Talked a lot about that when we had some, free time at night. It was very interesting.
How about the SEAL?
Yeah, it was me, another Army pilot, a crew chief, and then a SEAL team. And the SEAL team, I've told Alan this story. The SEAL team, they were really big guys. Any ex-SEALs in here? They were huge, like this guy here, huge, big, bulky guys. And they looked at us, pilots, and they didn't want to be with us. And we're all standing in this clearing. We all got dumped in this clearing. And all of a sudden, these 3 trolls come out of the jungle. The tallest guy was 5 foot, not even 5 foot. Didn't weigh 95 pounds. And didn't say a word to us. Walked right over to dead bamboo, went whack, 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 whack. Another one, scraped another one for tinder, jumped on it like this, fire in about 15 seconds. And those SEALs just, we knew from then on who was God and who wasn't. And then all of a sudden we were all buddies. All of a sudden they realized we were all in the same boat. And we better pay attention to these guys. And from then on it was a great week. But I was stunned at the psychology of that. They knew, because of their small stature and all, they knew that they were probably looked down upon initially. And so they set the tone by coming in and doing a fire and doing it in a way none of us had ever seen before, let alone think we could do it. Okay. There's a variety of ways of doing this. One is to put it up against your chest. One is against your side of you, like this, and do it this way. One is to put this upside down and saw on top of it. But the Aitas put their body over it, and I have to do that. I don't have the strength to do it any other way. Looking for some tinder. They just scrape an old dead. No, yeah. No, this will burst right into flame, I think. No, I just need some for inside.
Oh.
It's juniper bark put in there.
You see, he's not making a tinder bundle this time. The tinder bundle actually goes in the apparatus.
So I just throw some tinder in there. Then I'm going to put a little bridge over the top because I don't want to crush it. Because the ember is actually going to be formed by the notch. The corners of the notch will form the ember. The ember is not formed by the tinder. The tinder is just a housing for it. And then it's now, who's your daddy? Am I the daddy, or is the board the daddy? And a lot of times the board is the daddy.
This is physically demanding. He has to force himself to breathe while he's doing this. A lot of people have a tendency to hold their breath. It won't work.
I broke my finger last week, so I'm going to, but I have better movement if I can take that off.
Ready?
Ready? All right.
Okay.
It over. Push it out.
Good job.
Yeah. Woo! I'm surprised how fast you got smoked.
And in fact, if you were to look at it very carefully, I actually have two embers, which is, you're happy with one. But it means I got an ember off of each corner. And at night, when those start to glow, it looks like eyeballs. Now, if I can do it, you all ought to be able to do it.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
A guy like me can do it.
Have you done this?
Actually, I haven't.
You haven't? Okay.
I haven't done this.
Well,
Come
come
on
by
over.
the campsite. I brought a bunch of bamboo and let people try it.
You're down on the road.
Right
The yellow
down here,
tents,
right down the
the
path
yellow
over there.
tents.
Two yellow tents.
Next
Yeah.
to the trailer.
Yeah.
Trailer? What trailer?
Guys like this gentleman here, Brian, right? You did one last year with me. Yeah, they just jump on there and they just turn into gorillas and go ooh, ooh, and they got flame, you know. And I'm busting my butt trying not to get a heart attack, you know, hoping that I get the ember before the heart attack. But these are skills, by the way, that atrophy quickly. So when you learn a good fire skill, keep practicing and keep practicing it, even though you think you know it. Because two things about fire: the skills atrophy quickly, and secondly, fire is a very humbling experience. It's so easy to get cocky and think, "Oh, I'm hot shit now," and then all of a sudden you start failing. That's really embarrassing. So I can't tell you how much humility I have learned from fire making, more than any other skill. And I'm a flint knapper and do a lot of other skills, but nothing has humbled me more than fire and actually having failures at fire.